Hi everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to my weekly afternoon, it's not afternoon anymore, I'm so used to saying that, tea time and a card since I host this later in the day now. So welcome everyone. I'm just going to hold off. I can see everyone popping on. Okay, just a few announcements. The new annual catalog, for those of you that ordered from me in the past 6 months, you should have received your catalog. It should be coming shortly. If you didn't get one and you know you ordered from me, please let me know and I'll make sure that I look at my list. I can't show you what's inside yet. I have to wait until the catalog goes live. So that will be next month. A lot of nice new products. And of course we have all the nice new colors too. Now tonight I am using He's All That. I'm going to show you a really neat thing to add to the front of your card. This stamp set is carrying over into the new catalog. So if you love making masculine cards and you don't have this one yet, it's going to be available. And then we have the dies here, really neat dies. I love this one. There's two of that one. It makes a pretty background. I'm going to show you some cards that I made with this set. And I also want to stress, if you like this stamp set and you haven't purchased the designer paper, it's going to retire in a couple weeks. So make sure you get that. You can see here, let me bring it closer. I don't have any more sheets to show you. I have very little of this paper left. But you can see right here, all the pretty patterns. There's 2 sheets of die cuts. I'm going to show you a little bit of those die cuts. So when I say I didn't have a lot of designer paper left, this is it. And these little pieces you see back here. I have used this paper so much. And then you'll see there's a whole bunch of die cuts. You get 2 of each. I'm just going to kind of spread them out a little bit. There's some vehicles. There's some banners. There's some sentiment layers. It's a really nice set. So this retires in a couple weeks. So if you think you're going to purchase the stamp set that I just showed you, or if you already have it and you love it, get another package of paper before it retires. Okay, let me swoop that over. I'm going to show you a few cards. I wanted to use up some of those, these things, die cuts. So this is one that I created. This is all, there's no stamping on this. This is all the die cuts and the designer paper. Look how pretty that card is. Here's another one, same thing, except I stamped this image. I actually used one of these and I flipped it over to the white side and I stamped on it. So there's another one with a lot of die cuts. Here's a third one. And I flipped over one of the circles and I stamped on the white side, and everything else is die cuts or designer paper. Here's another one that I had made. I think I made this one for a swap. And I have the stamped layer. See that pretty background piece that I was telling you about? And this is actually a Z-fold card. And I got one more to show you. This one is a hexagon card, a hexagon pinwheel, or not hexagon, 6-sided pinwheel card. I had created this for Split Coast Stampers. I was one of their featured stampers a couple months ago. I did the envelope with the designer paper. And then this just has the different flaps. There's 6 total. And you can find this on the Split Coast Stampers website if you are a member. But this was easy. It's all designer papers, and I have this layer that has die cuts, and then this layer is the signature panel. So just a few ideas just to let you know about the designer paper that's going to retire. Now let me just make sure you guys are all here. I can see you. Okay, the card I'm making tonight. Let me bring in the products I'm using. I got tear and tape, dimensionals. I'm using the silver twine from the Simply Elegant trim. Now this is gold and silver, and this is going to be in the new catalog also. It's not retiring. I'm using a new color, the Lost Lagoon, 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2. So let me go ahead and fold that. That's all ready to go. I've got basic white 5 by 3 3/4. Now here are my designer paper layers. This should be 5 by 1 1/4. So there's the pattern on that one. And then I have another piece that measures 1 3/4 by 3 1/4. A little piece of silver foil, 5 by 1/4 inch. Now this is the label from the dies with Lost Lagoon. And I'm using one of the die cuts. This is all pre-printed. I have absolutely no stamping on this card. And then we're going to need a paper clip. So let me move this over so I can show you the card. Now what I am going to do with the paper clip, the embellishment that I'm going to show you how to do, I did this many years ago, and I happened to stumble upon the card, and I thought, oh, I got to do this again in case somebody's never seen it. Okay, my camera's a little crooked and it's driving me crazy. Let me just see if I can straighten that out. Okay, I'm going by these lines here, and I could tell it was a little crooked. Here's my card. So this is called a Clipster because it's a little banner that's hanging from the paper clip. And you can see that it's kind of like a 3D. And I have 3 layers on it, and then it wraps around onto the paper clip. And that's what I'm showing you how to make today. It's a Clipster. You could also do it with a smaller size paper clip. This is the jumbo one. So let's get started with the layers. This is a quick card, no stamping. I'm going to go ahead and glue the designer paper on the left edge. Now I see some little bit of white on the bottom, so I'm going to trim that. A little more. Okay, now that's it for that. Oh, actually, let me do the silver. And then I'm going to show you how to do the Clipster. It's just a nice, I can't talk tonight. Neat, nice way to use a paper clip to make your own embellishment. Okay, I need to trim that also. Okay, now this one is done. Let's move on to the Clipster. So what I did is you can see that I use the flatter side of the paper clip. I'm going to insert that inside, flip it over. This is so easy, you guys. You're going to use tear and tape. Just put it at the very top. And then I'm going to remove the backing. And I'm going to move this over right where the tear and tape ends. Just a little bit lower, about 1/8 inch. And I'm going to flip this over and glue it in place. Now I'm just going to use my bone folder and press down on the front and the back. And look at the little, it makes like a little seam at the top. It looks really neat. Now I'm going to take my paper snips and I'm going to create a banner. Now the easiest way to create a banner if you don't have a punch is to go up right to the center about 3/4 inch. I'm going to go corner to center and corner to center. There's my banner. Now this I glued on the back, so I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive in the center. And I'm just going to make sure I position that so it's in the center. Okay, so you can see it's sticking out from the back. Then I'm going to add dimensionals. This is like a 5-minute card, you guys. No inks, no stamps. Okay, I'm going to center that over my label. Make sure my words are straight. Okay, there's my little Clipster. How easy was that? Now I'm going to add more dimensionals so I can glue it in place. And that's going to go right on the white part. And what I tried to do is have a little bit of white showing on each side. So I centered that. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my bow and tie that around the paper clip. I'm so happy that this twine carried over to the new catalog because I use it quite a bit. You can see that I didn't have hardly any gold left. I used the gold quite a bit. Okay, there is my bow. And we only have one more step. Glue this to the front and the card is done. So a great way to use up designer paper scraps, because like I said, this is only 1 3/4 inches wide. And you can make your banner as long as you want. It doesn't have to be the same length as mine. Oh, I got some glue right here. And there's my card. How quick was that, you guys? That's it for tonight. So I will be back next week and I have another technique to show you. I told you last week I'm into techniques lately for some reason. Just moved away from card folds and other things. I'm trying to think. I'm just looking at my card for next week. I do have a new color to show you. And I think the week after I have even more new colors. So I hope you guys like that Clipster idea and I hope you'll give it a try. I know you have paper clips on hand, so I know you can do this. Have a good night, everyone, and thanks so much for joining me. See you next week. Bye-bye.